Today's lesson, lesson 4.3, will be on adding and subtracting inequalities. The learning goal is I can add and subtract inequalities. For more information on adding and subtracting inequalities, you can refer to 11.5 in the 7th grade textbook. This is on page 488 in chapter 11. For additional information on adding and subtracting inequalities, you can refer to IXL T4. Let's start off with some jokes. What the? This is pumice? Primitive male fraud. Because he ordered a real rock, but he got a fake rock. Now the other joke I want to show, but it's just not very clear, but it says, in their sibling shadow. This is Lawrence Finn. It says, brother to Huckleberry, got straight A's in school and was a guidance counselor. This is Doug Greystroke, brother to Tarzan. He's a lumberjack, died from an infected badger bite. This is Aunt Debbie. She was youngest sister of Mother Teresa. She was a Rockette. This is Ted Wright, older brother of Orville and Wilbur. He was a miner and coal miner. This is Sidney Letterman. He was an assistant gag writer for the Benny Hill Show. And this is Eddie Moto, hunchback of Midville Community College. He was in charge of the dismissal bell. Let's review some vocabulary. This symbol means less than. This symbol means greater than. This symbol means less than or equal to. This symbol means greater than or equal to. Can you think about how to tell the difference between greater than and greater than or equal to? Well, remember that the greater than or equal to sign has a line underneath, while the greater than sign doesn't. And the same is true for these two symbols. Remember, an inequality states that two quantities either are not equal or may not be equal. An inequality uses one of the following symbols. So I happened to be at the grocery store and I noticed some inequality symbols. It says the gallons are less than or equal to 30. Look at that. Greater than 55. There were some examples where we see math in everyday life. If you can tell me what grocery store I was at when I took that picture, I'll give you a Pride ticket. That was at Carrefour and Marina Mall. Let's begin with number 1. We have n plus 5 is greater than 26. Feel free to pause the video and try this on your own if you need help, or if you need more time. I have n plus 5 is greater than 26. To solve this problem, I'm going to change one thing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and solve this like I would an equation. If I add 5 on the left side, I'm going to add 5 on the right side. 26 minus 5 is 21. So n is equal to 21. Now, you have to remember that we're dealing with inequalities here, so they may not be equal. So you must come back and change the inequality symbol to where it was before. So then our answer is n is greater than 21. To finish our inequality, I'm going to draw this on a number line. I'll go 3 bigger and 3 smaller. Next I have 21, so I'll put a circle on 21. I remember that it's greater than, and there's no line underneath, so it stays open. Now I think about possible solutions for this inequality. 22 is greater than 21. 23 is greater than 21. As is 24. Now I can connect my dots, draw an arrow in that direction. So with my graph, all possible solutions are greater than 21. Let's look at number 2. We have b plus 21 is less than or equal to negative 3. I'll begin by changing my inequality symbol to an equation. Next, I have to perform inverse operations. Since it's plus 21, I need to minus 21. If I minus 21 on the left side, I have to do the same thing on the right side. On the side here, I'm going to write negative 3 minus 21. Since it's a minus sign, I need to do keep, change, change. Now I can go ahead and I can combine my two numbers. So I have 23 plus 21, which is 24. Since they're both negative, my answer stays negative. And I have b is equal to negative 24. Then I'll come back and I'll change my inequality sign to what I had before. So I have b is less than or equal to 24. Finally, I'll graph my solution. I'll go 3 smaller and 3 bigger. So think about what one possible solution is for this inequality. Well, I'm going to start off by drawing an open circle on 24, recognizing there's a line underneath, so I'll go ahead and color it in. Next, I think that negative 25 is less than or equal to 24, so I'll go ahead and put a dot on negative 25. Next, I recognize negative 26 is less than or equal to negative 24, so I'll put a dot on negative 26. Finally, I'll do the same thing for 27. Next, I'll connect my lines with my dots and draw a line through them. With the number line, my answer is b is less than or equal to negative 24. Number 3. Y is less than 11 is greater than or equal to negative 7. I'll start off by changing my inequality sign to an equal sign. Next, I'll draw a line through my equal sign. After that, I need to do inverse operations. So if I'm minusing 11, I'll add 11. So now I have negative 7 plus 11. Negative 7 plus 11 is 4. So now I have y is equal to 4. Then I have to go back and change my inequality sign to what it was before, or my equal sign. And finally, I'll finish this question by drawing it on a number line. I'll do 4 bigger and 4 smaller than 4. I start by writing it on 4. It's a closed circle. I think about what possible solutions there are. I think 5 is a possible solution. I think 6 is. I think 7 is. I connect my dots, draw an arrow in this direction. So my answer is y is greater than or equal to 4. And here's my inequality in a number line. Number 4. P is greater than or equal. Number 4. P is greater than or equal. Darn it. Number 4. 4 is greater than or equal to P minus 3. The first thing I'll do as I'll change my inequality symbol to an equal sign. After that, I'll draw a line through my equal sign. Since I'm minusing 3, I have to add 3 to both sides. Seven is equal to p. Finally, I need to change my inequality sign back to where it was before. To be consistent, we want to write our variable on the left side. So I'm going to rewrite this as p is less than or equal to 7. Now I will draw this on a number line. Seven here. We'll go 7 bigger, or 3 bigger, and 3 smaller. I'll draw a closed circle on 7, and I'll think about what solutions can go in for p, where p is less than or equal to 7. So 6 is less than or equal to 7, 5 is less than or equal to 7, and so is 4. And there we go. So once again, our solution is p is less than or equal to 7. Number 5. X minus 9 is less than 18. Since I'm minusing 9, I'll go ahead and add 9. If I add 9 to the left side, I'll add 9 to the right side. 18 plus 9 is 27. My 9's cancel out. Finally, I'll draw this on a number line. I'll go 3 bigger than 27 and 3 smaller than 27. It's an open circle because there's no line underneath. And our solution does not include 27. Next, I think about what can go in for x. 26 is less than 27. 25 is less than 27. And so is 24. I connect my dots and draw an arrow through them. And there we go. X is less than 27. Number 6. 9 is less than or equal to 12 plus k. 9 is less than or equal to 12 plus k. First thing I'll do is I'll turn my inequality symbol into an equal sign. After that, I'll draw a line through my equal sign. After that, I recognize that there's a plus in front of this 12, so I'll minus 12 from both sides. 12's cancel out. Now I have 9 minus 12. Since I have a subtraction sign, I'll do keep, change, change. I'll add the opposite to get 9 plus a negative 12. After that, 12 minus 9 is 3. I take the sign of the bigger number to get negative 3. I write an equal sign underneath like that. And I'm left with negative 3 is equal to k. Next, I'll rewrite my inequality symbol so it looks like that. Finally, I want to make sure my variable is on the left side. So I'm going to rewrite this as k is greater than or equal to negative 3. Let's draw this on a number line. I'll go 3 bigger than negative 3 and 3 smaller. I'll place my number on negative 3, and I'll fill it in because it's a closed circle. And my solution is included. Numbers where k is greater than or equal to negative 3. Think about solutions for this inequality. Well, negative 2 is a solution. Negative 1 is the solution, and so is 0. I'll connect my dots, and there we go. So my answer is k is greater than or equal to negative 3. Before we start this problem, I'm going to take a break and just smell this lovely candle. It's a Yankee candle, and it's got a fruity tropical fragrance. That smells good. Now let's begin. Oh, by the way, if you could tell me what type of candle this is, fruity tropical candle, I'll give you a pride ticket. Weather. Yesterday, high temperature was 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow's weather forecast includes a high temperature that is no more than 12 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than yesterday. What high temperatures are the forecast for tomorrow? I'll begin by identifying important parts. I know 30 degrees Fahrenheit is important. I also know this no more than 12 is also important here. I remember from my math and the words paper that more means add. So 30 plus 12. Now I look at this paper and see that no more than means less than or equal. And let's use x for a variable. Now, I'll change my inequality symbol into an equal sign. Notice how I already have my x isolated. So, I can go ahead and combine like terms. I got 42 is equal to x. Since we're not solving an equation, I have to change my inequality symbol, my equal sign, back to an inequality symbol. That 42 is less than or equal to x. I want to be 100% clear for this question that 42 is less than or equal to x is the correct answer. But if you want this to make more sense to you based off of how we've been solving inequalities in class, you can rewrite this as x is greater than or equal to 42. But understand that x is greater than or equal to 42 is the same thing as 42 is less than or equal to x. Wrapping things up for today, we learned how to add and subtract inequalities. We focused primarily on one-step inequalities with adding and subtracting. If you need more practice with adding and subtracting inequalities, you can refer to 11.5, page 488 in the online textbook. You could also refer to T4 in iExcel. The inequalities section in iExcel covers both adding and subtracting inequalities and multiplying and dividing. Today, we only covered adding and subtracting inequalities. Thank you.